surfing is not just a sport that you do for a few years. It's a lifestyle. You live it every single day. We spend our whole lives just wanting to be at the beach and travel and surf different waves and dream of going to different places and discovering the waves. It's just like that unknown. There's always something more you can do. It just consumes you. It just takes you over. First time you ride a wave, you're hooked. Become a surfer right away. Wave is actually coming at you. The shape of the surface is constantly changing. You have to constantly read what's happening. The surface is moving. The speed. You only know like a second ahead. Maybe not even until it happens. You can only do what the wave allows you to do. Most boats that are used for surf trips are just, they gotta expect the surfer's gonna thrash the boat a little bit and throw their boards everywhere, and there's gonna be wax all over the boat. There's a certain dynamic that starts to happen between everyone on the boat. Most of the time everyone's kind of taking their turn and trying to relax and get a feel for the trip and how they want to approach it. Every once in a while everyone will surf together, but you start to find that some guys go out and surf sessions together and other guys will wait on the boat. You don't really care about having a great boat as long as you're getting good surf.
less than nothing here, but still found some to spare. And other people got more than they could use, but they don't share. And some people got problems, man, they got awful complications. And other people got perfect situations with no provocation.
A few of our friends have drowned. It's a complete reality in our lives that that can happen. You know it's inevitable. There's a wave that's too big, breaking too far outside, and it's going to catch you. You know, as a wave like that looms up in front of you over 20 feet high, you do start thinking like, okay, how bad is this going to be? You get hit by a big wave and you're really deep underwater. It's really dark. You can force yourself to keep holding your breath, and you're wondering if the next wave is going to come over your head and you're going to be held down for that much longer again. You know, the more scared you are, the more fear you have, the more oxygen you're going to burn up, the faster your heart's going to beat. If you get in a really, really bad situation, you pretend that your body's not there. You pretend your body's sitting in your living room, or you know, you're doing something other than what's happening. You try not to react to your body being thrown around. You don't let the thought come in your mind that you're going to drown. You just feel really small. It's like a lonely feeling, really. And that's where the fear comes from. And you realize that there's so many things out there that are so much bigger than you. Just that moment before you get hit by a wave, you can get really scared. There always is that possibility you can get caught in a worse spot, you know, and that's what the fear is, that you can get caught in a worse spot and be driven really deep. It's really strange, you know, there's no one else that's going to help you. You have to help yourself. But it really takes a lot to kill a person, you know.
The basic thing we're trying to create here is a great video game, and bringing us together to really experience that for the first time is a great idea.
We're on our way to Hawaii, North Shore.
I
thought it was an interesting idea to take a surf trip and just have a powwow and really get everyone's thoughts in one place.
I'm like a diehard Tony Hawk guy, so I've been waiting to play this thing for a while. Yeah, it's pretty rare that you get all of us together. I don't think it's ever happened before to have all 5 of us together. It's pretty rare, you know. It's something that we've never done.
The city lights are burning too bright.
I I've been kind of like adopted by the older crew, but I'm still with the younger crew. It's been fun because I got 2 lives. My Batman life and my normal life.
You know, in some ways it was a dream come true for all of us to get to go on this surf trip with Tom.
The house we were staying in was great. It's the first time I've stayed on the beach at Pipeline.
Couldn't have a better spot, you know, just right here on the beach at Pipeline, you know. That's where the magic is.
Donovan's really into the single fins. I haven't ridden a single fin since I was 7.
Does this bass come with a case?
Donovan plays, I think, more than all of us maybe put together. He's kind of leading the band, you know.
Well, Kelly, Rob, Donovan, they're all really musical. It's kind of a nice aspect of traveling with these guys.
Ah, baby, let's get down tonight. Every time we do, just feels so right.
I've been trying to be in this event for like 8 years.
Rob, what does that actually mean there?
I think once the waves get 25 feet, I don't know if there's anyone who's not scared of that, you know? Got to think about, you know, if you're scared of dying or not.
I've never worn a helmet like this.
Welcome to Kelly Slater Pro Surfer's first tournament ever. See that? Look at that. Carve, bottom turn. There was a point when I was like top 10 at playing this game, but I think that those days are gone.
I got you! Yes, I know!
Nice hit.
Oh, yeah.
Let's begin now.
Kelly finally made it. I mean, it's his game. He should make the trip, I think. It's gonna be amazing. Heading on the plane to Hawaii. Play video games, hang out with some of the best surfers in the world. Excuse me, I think you're in my seat.
Hey, get out of the way.
It's time to do some surfing, play some games, play some music.
You land in Hawaii and you get off the plane, it's like the last thing you want to do is wait for luggage.
You're waiting for boards, right?
Thank you.
You just want to get in the car and you know that in 40 minutes you can jump in the water. So we're a little bit antsy.
I think Kelly's getting the surf report. He's on the North Shore. In Hawaii, you got to get rid of the shoes and slide right into the sandals.
Headed out to the North Shore in our custom Vans.
Hey, look at that wave right there.
One thing about the North Shore of Oahu is there's just so many great waves in such a small location. It is the mecca of surfing because there's Pipeline and Sunset, Oliva.
It's kind of the mecca, but it's also the mega.
The mega.
We heard the weather was going to clean up and the swell was coming, so we were just like little kids, you know, we were just excited.
Stoked to be here, but it is a little overcast, but I hear it's going to clear up. Stoked just to come. This isn't returning to me.
Hey, you're just showing up.
I'm arriving for the first time this year. Oh man.
The house we're staying in is great. It's the first time I've stayed on the beach at Pipeline. The good part about that is you don't have to go driving to see if the waves are good or not.
Oh, it looks so fun right there.
If it's good, you go out, and that's nice.
It's like the first time in 8 years I've been home for over 2 months. I've just been doing the same stuff I've been, doing before I left and became a pro surfer, I guess. Just cruising and surfing a whole bunch.
Johnny, I got your fins.
Vitamins. This is just a perfect house. It's 2 levels. You can sit upstairs and watch the waves or sit on the back porch and watch the surf.
It looks like the weather's better than what I've heard it's been, so gonna unpack, have a surf.
Dude, right here. Oh, jeepers! I really don't want to get my hair wet though.
Tell yourself that it's not good enough. You don't deserve it. But you got plans to keep it underground. I understand it well.
wanted to get everyone together so we can really put our heads together and talk about what it is we like in the game, don't like, want to change.
Video in.
Get this thing hooked up, huh?
It was like all these waves, everyone was in there, and it was like really happening.
I was highly anticipating seeing the first time Donovan play. You know, he was just like doing carve, 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 get barreled, carve, carve, carve.
Roof grab, watch this.
The waves were resembling the actual waves, and you could do some wacky stuff, and it was fun.
Rob picks it up and he's into playing games, so he's just doing all kinds of different heel flips and different types of airs and stuff. And then Tom picked it up and was like, does this thing work? Which way do you go here?
Start turning with these guys, and you'll start doing different turns, and boom, there's that layback snap.
Whoa.
You know, he's like going straight for like 10 seconds at a time, like, all right, okay, I'm done.
Oh.
I'm still going.
Yeah.
Rookie. Well, I'm probably the worst player, I'd say, by a long shot, but I can still manage to sort of maneuver the board, and so that, you know, I'm just kind of have the basics.
Oh.
Okay. No, this is cool. This is actually really cool.
How do you do theirs?
Oh, yeah! I've never seen him do that, though. In the game, I can do, you know, aerials and all this stuff, which I don't do. So it's kind of fun for me to do an aerials.
The styles are really different. That made it really cool to me. It was just like, you just look and you go, no way, that's like how Donovan really does a bottom turn, or that's how Tom Curran does a bottom turn. And
Ride the square button and turn.
Just hold on, keep on the square button. Boom! That was your layback right there. He's riding the single fin.
Yeah. That's Donovan's style right there, huh?
that's fun because you like watch Donovan do a soul arch, and you know, it's just everyone has their unique way of how they serve.
It's cool to have everybody together playing the game and seeing how different guys look at the wave and the types of moves they do. And we all have a different approach to the way we ride the wave, and that's really super evident in the way we play the game.
Secretly, when those guys leave to go eat or something, I pretend like I'm not hungry, and then I hone my skills on the game, so when the competition starts, I have a little upper hand on those guys. Everybody's gone right now, so I'm trying to work on my skills with this game because I'm the worst guy at it. So when we start having this competition, I can try to win this thing here. I'm gonna surf Bell's Beach right now in this game. Oh, that's a wipeout. I'm still trying to get the hang of it here because these guys are talking about some contest starting. We gotta get good at this before they get back.
Rice milk.
They got the economy size.
I never thought I'd ever play a surfing video game like this. It's really fun. Hey! I want to go surfing right now, I know that.
The best wax removers you can buy.
Take it off, put it back on, take it off again. It's just never ending.
I've never seen Tom surf out there because it's always so crowded, and it was kind of cool to see him out there. I think Belgian fits my style pretty well. It's a great wave on the right swell. It's a little bit localized. It's not usually like the pro surfer crowd, it's more of like the local crowd.
I don't know, there's a couple little tubes on the inside, and the tide's really low, so it keeps breaking really far out and not really breaking in on the reef.
So you better be off, girl, or you'll be late for school. Don't forget your books, it's the golden rule, baby. But you never can make it to your class on time. And when the teacher calls your house, I hear your mama whine. I hear your mama saying, girl, can't you hear me when I'm talking to you? Girl, can't you hear me when I'm talking to you now? Girl, can't you hear me when I'm...
But it was mellow. We had some fun waves. The tide was a little bit wrong for it. The swell was getting a little bit big for it, but I had a fun surf. I think we had a good time out there. Pipeline never ceases to teach you a lesson, you know. You never have the place mastered. You never have the place totally wired, you know. You always get your poundings out there, get your beatings.
What a way to start it in Hawaii. The North Shore. There's no place like this in the world.
This caused bleeding.
Check this out. Look at these sets coming. That was dangerous stuff right there. You know, Tamayo just got hurt.
Hurt?
Yeah, I wonder.
What did he do?
Broke his board.
Typical day at Pipeline.
Broken
Two
board.
down. 4 to go.
400. Lovely, another broken board.
Really?
Yeah. I think every time this place breaks, I think at least a couple boards a day break. It's so powerful. What are you riding?
I rode a 6.1 yesterday. I ride a 6.3 today. It's gonna give me a little bit more paddling ability and be able to handle a little bit bigger wave.
Right now I'm putting my camera in my housing, connecting my RCA to my camera. This is my recording deck. This is about showing images that have never been captured before and maybe succeeding at something that no one's done yet. And then just getting everything prepared so Donovan can go out there and try it for the first time. See it.
I've never worn a helmet like this.
Took a step back from today, and all the things that paved the way are watching me, selling me something.
Well, it's pretty good actually. It's not bad. It's fun. It's not too crowded. Rob, he's got his camera equipment on his head. So I'm gonna catch a couple.
But I can't afford to pass out all the way. Somebody's right behind me. A little time to close my eyes and drift away. You better stay awake now. Does everybody know?
Successful mission.
Rob looks like he's got a couple really good ones. But I don't know, those guys look like they're doing good with the helmet cam. Just stoked, it's sunny out and it's a beautiful day. Everybody's having a good time. I'm gonna go back out and get some more. I saw him on one wave, he broke his board. I can't wait to see that footage.
Oh, I just took off with its left and didn't really make the bottom turn. There you go, another board. There was a really good right that came at me. You saw that one? I was going, somebody go! Spot it. I'm on the move. Scanning. Where do I want to be? Paddling hard. Right here, I didn't think I had it. I'm just going to try to find another board. I'll have a look at my board room. This is kind of my secret stash right here. Don't tell anyone. This board, it's got a sticker on it that says something about evidence. This board was stolen and I got it back from the flea market, and the cops put these stickers on my board. I just decided to leave that one on there.
It's the first session of the morning and Kelly broke his board. Another friend broke his board. It's really sharp out there and shallow on those rights. The reef, man, it's like concrete.
I think I hurt myself. Oh, I just caught a wave. Got into it kind of late. sort of free fell and then pulled up in the barrel, and the lip of the wave just caught the camera as I was pulling in, which might look kind of cool. I was just a little too deep, I think, overall. I felt myself going down sort of, you know, at a certain angle. I just put my feet down just that fast. I barely even touched and just cut me open. But when I ate it, it was really shallow, and I just took a chunk of skin off the side of my foot. But could have been somewhere worse. Like, it could hit the reef in your stomach or your face, or, you know, there's a million places you could pick that could be worse than that. I think I'll still be able to surf. I don't know. That's what happens out here. It's a shallow wave. It's, you know, it's really dangerous. So.
Trying to find waves to surf.
People want to have their spot when no one is. Hey, you guys, we don't really want to film here. They want their little secret. They want to have a spot where they know they can show up and there's not 20 guys in the water, you know?
Sunset's great. I haven't surfed out there for a long time, like 2 years. So it's nice to get out there. It's a nice spot.
Rob, what does that actually mean there?
That means if you go over there, you're going to possibly break your neck. Very dangerous. Dangerous shore break.
We're full of sand and a 36 bucks that she held in her hands. And waves like a flag of freedom. Well, city slicker man with the California tan. Jack pulls up to a rusty van and said, do you need to...
I might have dropped in on him because he was like, that's like the call to say, double. I don't know what's in store for us for the rest of the day, but I think we're going to wait for Tom to come in, and then we're going to look for some more waves somewhere on this beautiful island on the north shore of Oahu. Did that fog it up? Here it is, the Haleiwa Bridge. Most famous bridges in the world. Many legendary surfers have driven over that bridge. Trying to find waves to surf. Look at that little insider.
Whoa! A wave's breaking outside alligators right now. I think Chun's will be good, but it might just be packed house right now.
If you look at the entire North Shore, it's only 7 miles long, and there's a lot of surf spots in that 7 miles. Look at Chun's, man. You see that, right?
Oh, Tim Waves is breaking.
Chun's is so chunky. Look at that, dude. Are you kidding me? Headley's is going Richter.
That's Single Finville.
Jocko's is just on fire, and it's a left. I appreciate lefts. Look at that thing was barreling.
Gosh. This is what you do as a surfer. You just like look at spots and go, it's sick. Let's go look somewhere else.
Hey man, let's go.
The skaters like ever pull up the ramps and go, oh, it's insane. It's a sick ramp. Let's go check that next one.
I think Kelly and Rob have been coming here for a long time and have found different secret spots on the North Shore, you know.
All right, where are we going now?
You mean I know some like secret spot or something?
It's really cool to have secret spots to get away to and go surfing.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people know about some of the spots, but they're more off the beaten track.
The adventure continues.
Which makes them kind of have this mystique about them.
Hey, you guys. We don't want to film here. Hold on. Hold on, camera guy. We don't really want to film here. Pretty much every surfer has their spot. You know, everyone's got a little spot they get away to because the sandbar might be good, or a secret little reef that only breaks on a certain direction and the road doesn't access it, or something like that. So we all have those.
It's nice to be able to go somewhere on a certain day and escape and disappear for a while and surf with just your friends.
It's getting to a state of emergency. People believe me. Look what we're doing to the land and seas. The plants and trees. Take a look at the atmosphere. Oh Lord, pollution everywhere. Seems like some of us just don't care. While so many are
follow me now, surf rider. And I saw me say, surf rider, you better ride with care, surf rider.
Wet and wild.
There was sun, now there's rain. And more video games.
Welcome to Kelly Slater Pro Surfer's first annual tournament, our first tournament ever. This is a prototype game, and we're just gonna get the guys together and just have a little competition and see who can do what, and we're gonna score each other. Surfers always tend to judge surfing differently than the actual judges for competition, so that's the idea about how we're judging.
Johnny! Stand up. Oh, the pressure's on. Oh, it's a fade bottom turn.
Oh, nice.
I like the way that's go.
Oh! Wow! Oh, I can't believe that.
Okay.
That did weigh strongly in the eyes of the judges. So
Everything does. Everything's looking good.
you surf a lot like you, Tom.
Whoa! That was unbelievable.
Well, we gotta score that wave, you guys. So, what'd you give him?
I gave him a 10.
Perfect 10 for Tom. It looked like about halfway, two-thirds way through, you didn't feel like riding anymore. So I'm giving it 5.7. Kalani?
Yeah, I gave him the love. I gave him the love there. That's an 8. Yeah, it actually counts as an 8 though.
I feel he's getting that.
That's a 6.
Oh, it's a 9. Am I adding correctly? Is that 31.2?
Tommy Curran, 31.2. Lonnie's going to pipe.
Shit. Get back down there.
Pressure's on. Tommy's got a 31.2.
Okay, I'll just have to bust a little something for you guys. Oh, see that little red air?
Why are you doing an air right there on mid-face?
Don't question the monkey man, boy.
Oh, sorry, monkey man.
A 10!
It was not quite a perfect score, but I give it a 9.9.
Wow, the scale's way up there.
Yeah.
I give him a 6.4.
35.2.
1.2.
That'd be sick if you could just float off there and just big bang.
Crack that thing.
Yeah.
Hey!
Wow, mid-face 60.
That was a Florida move.
Wow.
Slider.
Sick right there. You can improve your score right here, Machado. If he can bust an air before he's done, he gets a 10.
Oh my God.
Oh!
Hang on, little buddy. I'm coming for you.
I
quit.
That's it.
I quit.
That's a 10.
I quit.
That was a 10. Hands down, perfect ride.
Give him a 10.
10 points.
9.8 for Rob. Well, I think I know who won this one. Donovan Frankenrich really is up next.
Look at the hair.
He's gone to Curren's Point.
Wow.
Oh, cut back.
Nice carving.
Oh, look at the style on this one.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow.
He's just gonna send the 2.
I'm not used to surfing a contest, so.
Oh, tumbled.
Fakey takey.
I think I'm late for my heat.
It's great.
I suck at this game. I've been playing this all week trying to warm up. It's not what it didn't help.
Whichever way it falls, man.
Okay.
Nice.
It's a 6.9 either way you look at it.
I just gave him 4.2 because it was terrible.
That wasn't bad.
That was terrible.
Well, it's a 9.9. They're just two really different looking 9s.
I give him a 10.1.
Wow, floating scale.
What'd you give him?
I'm up by 0.3. Great. Pressure's on, Kelly. Where are you going? Oh, where's this? This is called...
I'm going for visuals myself.
Hey, you can't copy.
I'm aware, you guys, that I scored some of you poorly. So I thought visually I might be able to attract a few more points into my arena. We'll see if this is the case. Oh, come on now.
You fell? It's your game.
So, I mean, you know, do your best to take the scoring impersonally.
It's your game, man.
And just take the variance of maneuvers into account. See that? Look at that. Carve, bottom turn, carve.
Up circle.
Really?
I like the planet Earth thing.
Oh! What did I do? A nose air?
You hit the Earth.
I was just trying to get. See, and also that's the frog and stork board. I thought Rob would give me extra points for that. Rob gave me the idea for that airbrush on that board, and you know that really hits home with him. I know.
That was a 10. Just because the galaxy, the visual, I'm captured.
What'd I
by
get?
it.
A 1?
No, I gave you a 10.
Oh,
That's
a 10. Okay, 10.
That's a perfect 10.
Thank you.
I gave him a 10.
Can you imagine that?
11.4.
I've never even heard of an 11.4.
I thought it could have been a 12.
I ended up with 40.2 points out of 40, which is really impossible. But Curran gave me an 11.4, so for some reason I won the thing.
Right!
As a custom here in our islands, we like to do what we call a pule, which is a short prayer giving thanks for the me'ai, for the food we all will ho'ai or eat today. Mahalo I nā akua no kia po mai kai. Mahalo no ka me'ai no mākou. E ho'o mai kai a mākou I kia po. E ho'o mai kai na kanaka, ana wahine, e hele mai hiki mai I kia onu. A mama ua noa. Amen.
We had a luau here last night, which was great. I got to learn all about the ancient times of surfing here on the North Shore, and I learned so much stuff that I never knew really existed or even happened.
Today you see native Hawaiians greeting each other. You'll see them greet by touching on the nose. This. And that stems from our word or our phrase called aloha. Alo means face to face, and ha is the breath of life.
I didn't realize how old surfing was, and you know, it's like thousands of years instead of hundreds.
What year was the earliest documented surfing?
It probably started in Polynesia at least 3,000 to 5,000 years ago, because the Polynesian islands were inhabited first in Tonga and Samoa about 5,000 years ago. But surfing is about, in these islands, at least 1,500 years, if not older, due to the amount of time that our ancestors lived here in the islands.
I got suckered into dancing. They wanted Donovan to dance, and he goes, "Hey, it's Kelly's game. Make him dance."
Come on, it's your game. Come on.
And he just like threw it off on me.
I've seen the Hawaiian guys do this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks. So it's cool we can all come together again and just get to know each other a little better and share ideas about the game and music and surfing and boards, and you know, it's just a great relaxing Hawaiian trip. Antarctica is not the kind of place you can go for a short period of time. You can't just go there for a few days. It's more of a trek, you know. Just imagine the coldest possible conditions you could have, and that's really what Antarctica is. Really long-range swells, which are real clean, real big, and real strong, real powerful waves. The wind coming off the ice has been traveling over the ice for probably hundreds of miles, so it's nearly frozen wind. There's a lot of swell in Antarctica. There's storms that go around the southern hemisphere all year long, and there's really nothing in the way. You know, a big part of surfing is adventure, and that adventure doesn't just include warm water. To get to Bell's Beach, you fly into Melbourne. On the east side of the bay, there's Phillip Island, and on the west side of the bay is Bell's Beach. Bell's Beach is really sort of the mecca. It's one of the most popular waves in the world. It's got the most amazing viewing area. It's like a huge arena, all looking down at Bell's Beach, and when the waves are really classic, it's any time during the day you could take a photo and you'd want to put it on your wall. Bell's has always been a really tricky wave for me. It's a wave you really have to know well. You have to know which waves are going to break all the way from the deep section, which is called Rincon, and make it through to the bowl section. It's really hard to pick those waves. You can drive a couple miles to the west and find much bigger surf. It's almost always twice as big over there. But Bell's gets a real clean rap. Even if there's a lot of wind out in the ocean, it's just an amazingly beautiful place. When you get to Cortes Bank, the only thing you see are waves because there's actually no land there. Basically, it's an island that never quite stuck its head up. I think it was actually famous because a Navy ship had run aground there years ago. I'm sure it's got some scary creatures around there too. I'm sure there's lots of sharks and all kinds of sea life. The one thing you really need for Cortes Bank is a calm ocean and a huge swell. You gotta have a lot of guts, a lot of courage and determination and desire. The wave at Cortes is it's a giant wave. It's one of the biggest waves basically known to surfers. When people think of Cortes, they think of the biggest wave in the world. The surfing equivalent of climbing Mount Everest. It was the wave that everyone thought could be ridden, but no one really knew about. The ultimate surf adventure really was to see if somebody could go out there and surf it, and they finally did. The perfect wave. If I could create the perfect wave into like a point break and turn into a sandbar and go past a river mouth and then turn into like a reef break, and it would just constantly go through all these changes, and then there might be a jetty that throws a little wedge along it like Sebastian. If I could do that, or surfing perfect waves all day long, it would just be amazing. I think maybe one day it can happen. Currents Point is a wave in Japan on the island of Miyazaki. The actual wave is called Uchiumi. It's this amazing wave we only surfed one time. And I was with Tom Curran and Tom Carroll, and it was a really big wave. There's a typhoon just off the coast. I think that typhoons are probably the only swells that get big enough to break at this place. And everywhere was really out of control and giant and windy, and this place was really huge but really perfect. Sort of a perfect right wave, but we called it Currents Point because we had thought for a couple of days we could really surf that wave. We showed up this one time and Tom was out there by himself, and it was giant, so it was named Currents Point from then on. GLAND, sunny, straight offshore, and like glistening, glassy, perfect waves. Every 10 or 20 years, they say this cold current comes through there. We left there one year, and about a week or so later, it got really cold. I guess guys couldn't surf for more than about a half an hour without a wetsuit, and a lot of the reefs died. I don't think I've ever had that explained to me where that came from. You can walk about 3 hours to this fishing hole, which I haven't been to. It's the elusive fishing hole. I tried to walk there one day with Kalani Rob, and Kalani came down with malaria a couple days later because there was a lot of mosquitoes. And I think a few years ago guys were going there and coming home with the flesh-eating disease. That was pretty scary. Yeah, back in '93 I was in Japan in Miyazaki and had a chance to go surf in the wave pool, in the wave house. It was pretty interesting. The wave only comes from about 30 feet away from you, and then it wedges together in the middle of the pool. and the thing just dredges. It just sucks out, and it's a really hollow wave. It's actually a really surprising wave for a wave pool. I call it, well, the gnarliest wave in the world because more guys get hurt surfing that wave than pretty much any wave in the world. You'd fall from about 6 or 7 feet onto about 3 to 5 inches deep water. You take a beating, especially when you're learning how to surf the thing for the first time. Tons of guys get hurt, you know, break a bone or get hurt on the thing before they even get a chance to learn how to ride it. To get to Jaws, you basically fly into Maui and you drive towards the northeast corner of the island. You have to drive through some cane fields, sugarcane fields, and sort of follow all the parked cars. Maui is a really windy island, probably the windiest of all the Hawaiian islands. Trade winds are creating a whole lot of chop up the face of the waves, so you want to try to get there on maybe a Kona wind day or a day when there's not much wind at all. There'll be a whole bunch of jet skis sort of lined up waiting to catch the next wave that comes in. You get pulled onto a swell, you know, you'll be riding a 20-foot wave way before it's even a wave, when it's just a swell out in the ocean. Before the thing even thinks about breaking, you're already riding down the face of it and doing carves on it. It's probably the ultimate towing wave. And you know, the guys who started surfing there kind of want to keep it that way, and I don't blame them. Around Jeffries, there's plenty of great whites, plenty of big sharks. You know, I've seen a shark come up and circle a guy there and then splash him and take off. I mean, there's sharks everywhere. When you drive in, you see this long point. It's the one thing you just can't mistake. If it's light out, you see this really, really long point. I mean, the thing looks like it's 5 miles long, and the wave just gets ruler edge perfect. You know, you don't want to fall because you're gonna get one of the longest rides of your life and get a couple barrels along the way. Take off on the outside of a wave, you just can't believe how long the line of the wave is. It's like it's stretching out to sea forever. My favorite wave, when KIRRA works, it's probably the most magical wave there is. It's such an exciting ride. Just the shape and speed of the wave is absolutely amazing for the size. Guys will sit there for weeks just waiting for the place to break. The water is really warm and really clear. It's just extra beautiful because the sand is white. It makes the water really glow. KIRRA is the queen of the world. I think it's the wave that everyone waits for. If there's any such thing as extreme surfing, it's Mavericks. It's just a frightening place to surf. There's a whole lot more that goes into surfing big waves at Mavericks. The first strategy, you need to have a lot of nerve to take off on big waves and know you're not going to die. You wipe out at Mavericks and you get pushed into the rocks. If the wind's blowing, you definitely need a hood because you get ice cream headaches, so never had. But you know, it's fun, it's exhilarating, it's a thrill. Good wind conditions, good swell conditions, really big. It's just a terrifying wave. I think it's probably the scariest wave in the world. Mundaka is a perfect left breaking wave right near Bilbao in Spain. The first time I surfed there, the place really blew my mind. It reminded me of Pipeline, but it's a lot longer. It's 3-4 times as long as Pipeline. It's a really intense wave. Even though it's sand bottom, you wipe out and you'll just start twisting and ragdolling underwater. For some reason, your board seems to follow you because the wave's twisting so strong underwater. I mean, it's a magical place. I surfed there with Tom Carroll, and we actually got barreled together on the same wave. I took off behind Tom, passed around him, and he came up underneath me and he grabbed the rail of my board, and we were actually both in the barrel together laughing. We didn't make it, but it was really fun. Pipeline probably has one of the strongest pecking orders of any lineup in the world. There are always a couple or just a handful of guys that really know what they're doing out there, truly know what's happening. You know, maybe on a day where a lot of guys are out, there's 10 guys that really know the place inside and out, and everyone lets them get waves. Really important to be really precise at pipeline and know exactly where you're sitting. I have a lineup, I can look up and instantly know exactly where on the reef I am. I can look at the wave and know what the wave behind that one's going to do, and know what the set's going to do, and all those things come from being out there a whole lot. Well, I live in Cocoa Beach, about 35 miles north of Sebastian. When I was a kid, the water used to come all the way up underneath the bridge, and you had to park just on sand, a sand lot. And we used to ride our mini bikes around. It's just a marshland, basically. And there's lots of mangroves and mosquitoes, and water moccasins. My dad owned a bait and tackle store, so we grew up fishing, and that's how we would spend the weekends. Just go to Sebastian and just camp out and fish and dive and surf. There's always been a really intense lineup. There's a real pecking order at Sebastian, I'd say, as much as any wave I've ever surfed anywhere around the world. I can remember when I was a kid, I was about 10 years old, and actually was begging people to let me have a wave. It just, that's how Sebastian is. Chopu, the area there is lots of wind, lots of rain, lots of swell. Really lush green valleys, tropical rainforests, some of the most amazing waves you'll ever see anywhere in the world. It's a really cool scene. It's basically like a picnic. You sit on the boat and you eat food and you watch the wave and you surf and get excited. It's like if you could just sit on the beach 50 yards away from the surf. That's what it's like. Probably the perfect wave at Chopu is a wave that you catch really deep on the reef. In the West Peak, it's really intense, really square, really steep, really thick, really shallow on the reef. Almost every time you wipe out, you get washed across the reef. You have to watch out because there's all different sorts of scorpion and lionfish. A friend of ours tried to walk out and take some pictures of us from the shallow water, and his whole leg blew up really big, and he couldn't walk for about 3 days. If you wipe out, you can just tear yourself to pieces. A surfer was killed out there last year just by impacting the reef. Trestles, the water in the summertime, it's not too bad. You can, if you don't mind cold water, you can get away with a pair of trunks, but usually wear a spring suit. Donovan Frankenrider might use like a beaver tail wetsuit. There's always a lot of photographers on the beach and people filming, and a lot of people in the water. One wave could have 10 guys taking off, especially on a good day. You might have over 100 people on one peak. Survival of the fittest style. The left's a short, sort of steep wave, real good for aerials. It's always been regarded as one of the best aerial waves in the world. And the right is long, and you can probably do 10 or 12 maneuvers on it if you go all the way. Lower Trestles is the hotbed of talent for all of California. And Bruce Irons is from Kauai, and he's just a funny guy. He's really mellow, laid back, and he charges big waves. The one thing I've always loved about watching Bruce surf, even from a young age, was that in big waves he would ride a really small board and take off really late. Bruce probably does the highest aerials of anybody in the world and constantly lands them.
esse ritmo que emociona pra dentro do coração. Cadê você? Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da.
Donovan is, he doesn't even have to be in a video game to be a character. I imagine when I play the video game that all I do is play Donovan every time to see his different wetsuits and beaver tails and old boards. The guy is just classic. The guy has like 50 surfboards and he has like 30 guitars. He just loves what he does. Loves to surf, loves to play music, loves to hang out with his friends, and he really surprises people when they see him surf because he has so much style, but he's so fast. He's not just like a throwback. He just really knows how to surf incredibly well.
Morning wind breezes in and the sunlight plays a song. La di di da da da.
Kalani Robb, he's an amazing tube rider. He owns a couple houses, so I can crash on his floor in Hawaii. He's super excited about surfing. I mean, every time I see him, he's talking about, let's go on a surf trip, let's do aerials, let's get barreled. You know, I'm thinking of this new maneuver. He's non-stop. The kid's got more energy than a 5-year-old. His surfing is really fast. Definitely one of the top guys. They always say there's no two waves alike. There never is, you know. I've ridden waves that are really similar, but they're not, you know, it's different. Even every wave at KIRRA, even every wave at Backdoor Pipeline is different. Even just paddling out and teaching a kid how to surf, or sitting on the beach and just watching your friends ride waves, even just imagining and just seeing empty waves. I don't know what the one thing is that draws people to surfing, to want to make it their whole life. You know, for me, I think the thing that draws me is, obviously, at first it was just fun, but now I know there's all these possibilities of surfing different ways I've never surfed, doing a maneuver that's never been done. You want to do it again and again. There's something in you that makes you want to get better at what you're doing.
So clean cut, dirty his hands,
Lisa Anderson, I would have to say, is single-handedly changed women's surfing, and she made it accessible but sort of mystical at the same time. I think she has inspired the whole generation of young surfers that is out now. I think there's a lot more women out in the water because of Lisa. She's always surfed a lot more aggressively than the average woman. She's always surfed with a stronger style. She's really confident with her surfing. I think everyone knows Lisa Anderson's been one of, if not the most dominant women's surfer ever.
That got a little less and nothing here, but still find some to spare. And other people got more than they could use, but they don't share. And some people got problems, man, they got awful complications. And other people got perfect situations, but no provocation. Confused, what a terrible thing for you to do. What an awful thing for you to say. What a terrible thing for you come.
Nathan Fletcher is probably the best crossover sportsman surfing. He's able to bring more of like a snowboard, skate, motocross field. He does amazingly radical maneuvers. What he brings to surfing is a bunch of new types of aerials. The way he reads the wave is really unique. He draws different lines than other people, and he views the canvas or the wave a lot differently than most of any other surfer. I think that we should put like a young Nathan in the game when he had really long hair. Rob Machado is just a really laid-back guy. He's got lots of patience. He's just really smooth. He's a really stylish surfer, really stylish dresser. Never ceases to amaze me. We'll be on a trip, and every day he's got some new like three-piece get-up going. It's amazing. He's just got a really keen sense of style. I think the bulk of that is in his surfing. He really knows how to use the power of a wave efficiently and to his strength. He's maybe the quickest surfer in the world. He just knows how to use any part of the wave and fit in maneuvers anywhere. Do it with style and flow and never look like he's forcing anything. You know, I think Rob would rather fall than force something.
Watch out. Sweating what I didn't have. The stage was set, couldn't settle for second best. Learned at an early age how to find a way of getting paid. Watch out for the hustler
Tom Carroll's like a brother to me. He's always been a guidance for me. He's always been an inspiration for me. Really trustworthy guy. He's really strong. He's probably more fit than anyone on the world tour. It's funny because he's really calculated in one sense with the surfing, but he completely goes for it in another. He likes to drop in on everybody. I've always known he's like looking out for me. If we surf big waves, Tom's right there.
Looking beyond what you already knew.
Tom Curren. Probably been the most inspiring surfer of all time. When I was a kid, everyone looked up to him. I tried to completely emulate Tom's style. So casual looking, but he knows exactly how to ride a wave. He's a really polished surfer. He taught me a lot without even saying much. He's a man of very few words, and through that he's probably taught me more than anyone. Tom changed the style of surfing. Everyone started to change. It was all an influence by him. Bruce Irons is from Kauai, and he's just a funny guy. He's really mellow, laid back, and he charges big waves. The one thing I've always loved about watching Bruce surf, even from a young age, was that in big waves he would ride a really small board and take off really late. Bruce probably does the highest aerials of anybody in the world and constantly lands them. Donovan he doesn't even have to be in a video game to be a character. I imagine when I play the video game that all I do is play Donovan every time to see his different wetsuits and beaver tails and old boards. The guy is just classic. The guy has like 50 surfboards and he has like 30 guitars. He just loves what he does. Loves to surf, loves to play music, loves to hang out with his friends, and he really surprises people when they see him surf because he has so much style, but he's so fast. He's not just like a throwback. He just really knows how to surf incredibly well. Kalani Robb, he's an amazing tube rider. He owns a couple houses, so I can crash on his floor in Hawaii. He's super excited about surfing. I mean, every time I see him, he's talking about, let's go on a surf trip, let's do aerials, let's get barrels. You know, I'm thinking of this new maneuver. He's non-stop. The kid's got more energy than a 5-year-old. His surfing is really fast. Definitely one of the top guys. They always say there's no two waves alike. There never is, you know. I've ridden waves that are really similar, but they're not, you know, it's different. Even every wave at KIRRA, even every wave at Backdoor Pipeline is different. Even just paddling out and teaching a kid how to surf, or sitting on the beach and just watching your friends ride waves, even just imagining and just seeing empty waves. I don't know what the one thing is that draws people to surfing, to want to make it their whole life. You know, for me, I think the thing that draws me is, obviously, at first it was just fun, but now I know there's all these possibilities of surfing different ways I've never surfed, doing a maneuver that's never been done. You want to do it again and again. There's something in you that makes you want to get better at what you're doing. Lisa Anderson, I would have to say, is single-handedly changed women's surfing, and she made it accessible but sort of mystical at the same time. I think she has inspired the whole generation of young surfers that is out now. I think there's a lot more women out in the water because of Lisa. She's always surfed a lot more aggressively than the average woman. She's always surfed with a stronger style. She's really confident with her surfing. I think everyone knows Lisa Anderson's been one of, if not the most dominant woman surfer ever. Nathan Fletcher is probably the best crossover sportsman surfing. He's able to bring more of like a snowboard, skate, motocross field. He does amazingly radical maneuvers. What he brings to surfing is a bunch of new types of aerials. The way he reads the wave is really unique. He draws different lines than other people, and he views the canvas or the wave a lot differently than most of any other surfer. I think that we should put like a young Nathan in the game when he had really long hair. Rob Machado is just a really laid-back guy. He's got lots of patience. He's just really smooth. He's a really stylish surfer, really stylish dresser. Never ceases to amaze me. We'll be on a trip, and every day he's got some new like 3-piece get-up going. It's amazing. He's just got a really keen sense of style. I think the bulk of that is in his surfing. He really knows how to use the power of a wave efficiently and to his strength. He's maybe the quickest surfer in the world. He just knows how to use any part of the wave and fit in maneuvers anywhere. Do it with style and flow and never look like he's forcing anything. You know, I think Rob would rather fall than force something.
Watch out.
Tom Carroll's like a brother to me. He's always been a guidance for me. He's always been an inspiration for me. Really trustworthy guy. He's really strong. He's probably more fit than anyone on the world tour. It's funny because he's really calculated in one sense with his surfing, but he completely goes for it in another. He likes to drop in on everybody. I've always known he's like looking out for me if we surf big waves. Tom's right there. Tom Curren. Probably been the most inspiring surfer of all time. When I was a kid, everyone looked up to him. I tried to completely emulate Tom's style. He's so casual looking, but he knows exactly how to ride a wave. He's a really polished surfer. He taught me a lot without even saying much. He's a man of very few words, and through that he's probably taught me more than anyone. Tom changed the style of surfing. Everyone started to change. It was all an influence by him.